Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to our team call tonight. We have a very special guest speaker, and by very special, what I actually mean is the GOAT, the actual GOAT, the greatest of all time, the Melissa Eickenhorst. I'm so excited, y'all. I don't know if I've been this excited about a team call in such a long time, but if you guys only knew the impact this woman has had on my business and in my life, you would understand. So I'm pretty sure Melissa was a diamond when I came into Plexus. Were you, Melissa?
When did you join?
In 2013.
I joined in 2013. I joined in
Okay.
August of 2013.
You joined in August 2013?
I did.
Okay. And then you went diamond how fast?
I was diamond in January. Actually, today is my diamond flexiversary or whatever.
Aww.
In 2015. So I think it was 17 months later. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. So see what happened was we joined within 1 month of each other, but Melissa was way more gooder than I was. And I did eventually get there, but it was not without her training. I watched her from afar. She put all of her training on YouTube, well, probably not all of it, but a lot of it, and I was able to watch it. And she had no idea who I was, but for years she just added so much value to me because she's just putting resources out there that help me grow my business. And one of the things that stands out to me the most is one year we had November to Remember, and I had it was like the top prize was like $1,000 if you enrolled, I think 8 or 10 people, I can't remember, but I'd never enrolled that many people before or since then in a month. And Melissa made a strategy video, and she just basically told everybody step by step what to do, and I went and did it. And I earned that $1,000. And at that time, I think I was a senior gold. So that money was just right in time for Christmas. I mean, it was such a huge, massive blessing to my family. Well, when I got paid though in December, that was like the highest, like my highest pay ever. And that was the month I reached out to Christina and said, Christina, I just made this amount of money and I'm telling you, you could do this. And that was when Christina finally decided, okay, I'm going to listen. Like it was more money than Christina could cap out at, even with multiple graduate degrees. And that got her attention. So thank you, Melissa, for helping me secure my primary leg. Appreciate you very much. And anyway, so I got to meet Melissa for the very first time several years ago at Super Saturday in Atlanta because she was a trainer and I was a host. And I think I was Emerald or Sapphire at the time. And I remember being so nervous, but Melissa was just so down to earth and just so easy to talk to. And anyway, she's super smart and I love learning from her. And now I get to be her friend. Also, she was probably the person who recommended that I be on the advisory board. Not sure why. I guess they don't do background checks around here, but I ended up on the board. And so we got to work together there. And I just love picking her brain. Seriously. I love this lady and I'm just so grateful for her. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear from her tonight, and just lean in, take notes, hang on every word. Whatever she says, it's pure gold, and she's right about all of it. So all right, Melissa, take it away. I'll probably interrupt and ask questions.
I want you to interrupt and ask questions. And I want this to be exactly what you guys want it to be. I want you guys to walk away and leave just inspired and ready to make 2023 your year. So Brittany had asked me to start out just by sharing my story. Brittany, is that where you want me to start out? You want me to like go back to the beginning? Is that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, let me tell you guys a little bit about my story. And I'm going to go like way, way, way back to the beginning because I think it gives perspective on my journey. And I think it can also open your eyes to maybe some different people that you could approach and different ways that you could approach them. And so way back in the day, and I don't know if any of you guys know this, but I was actually a part of another network marketing company. Okay, so this is when I was pregnant with Nate, my firstborn, who just turned 17 years old last week, which, what the heck, y'all? What is my life? I'm speechless. I don't even understand. I was in the classroom. I loved teaching. I had just been kind of like promoted to department head for the social studies department. I'd only been teaching, it was my fourth or fifth year teaching. And so I was like kind of like moving up in the teaching world, loved my job, wasn't looking for another opportunity, told my principal, like, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to be here next year. I'm so excited about this promotion. Y'all, that baby in my belly. And then this is like when I was like watching, I don't even know, like Dr. Phil or Oprah or whatever, they had all those nanny cams, and there were all these nanny cams and people that were taking care of these babies. And I was having like nightmares. And I'm like, okay, I keep telling myself that I'm going back to work, but I really want to stay home. I'm desperate to stay home. Well, right around that time, one of my friends approached me with a network marketing opportunity. I never even heard of network marketing. I didn't even understand it or really know what it was, but we went out one evening and she totally pitched network marketing. And I was like, what the heck? I don't even know what I'm saying yes to, but yes, I am all in and I am doing this thing because I'm going to stay home. And I believed, you guys, I caught the vision so quickly. For residual income, for time freedom. And I thought that this was going to be my answer. So I was actually with that company for 4 years and I hit the rank. It would be like equivalent to what a senior Ruby is. Okay. This was way back before social media. This was party planning. And I just felt like at the time, it was taking me away from home. I was going into other people's houses. I was doing like foot bath and face washing and makeup and like all the things. Okay. It was not time freedom at all because the way that the business was structured at the time. And when I got pregnant with Anna, PS, my highest check, even at that like senior Ruby level, my highest check was about $1,800. Okay. Plus, with the way that the compensation plan was structured, you had to hit a certain volume amount every single month to get your paycheck for the rank that you were. So do y'all want to know what that meant? That meant every month I was spending a ton of money to maintain my rank. So think of it this way, like if you're silver, you have to have $1,000 organizational volume. So if your organizational volume is only at $495, well, you're spending $505 to maintain your rank, right? So it was a cycle. Like I wasn't making any money, but I was spending a lot of money. My husband would walk in the door. I'd walk out the door. I'd be booking party after party after party. Oh my gosh, it was a fiasco. And when I got pregnant with Anna, my second born, I was like, I can't do this anymore because the whole goal of a party was to book another party. So it'd be like, I'd drive to someone's house, their company would come to be at the party, but the person that came drove 45 minutes, right? So then my next party would be like 45 minutes away. Are y'all getting this? Like, I'm like driving hours and hours and hours and not making any money. So I hung my hat up and I thought, dang, the hardest thing about this is I get it. Like I get the business, I get the industry, I get residual income, I get time freedom, I get what this can offer my family. I just didn't get it it just wasn't timing. Like I had babies and I was in this company and it wasn't paying me and it was party planning. It was like just a mess for my life, right? So I was actually at that time kind of a network marketing hater, okay? Went back to teaching and was like, I do not want your 31 bag. I do not want your nail stickers. I do not want your face cream. I was like, it was the first thing in my life that I'd ever really failed at in my mind, if that makes sense. And so I was like mad at it almost. Okay. And I was 110% anti MLM girl. Like I wasn't hating on people in public, but I was hating on them in my mind and I was not supporting them. Okay. Because it didn't work for me. I was like, it didn't work for me. It ain't working for anyone else. I'm like, I just not doing that. I am not doing that. Okay. So fast forward 4 years later, 2013. So I did nothing for 4 years except just be a little nasty MLM hater, right? 4 years later, Plexus fell in my lap and I knew I'd never forgotten like residual income, time freedom. There's so much possibility. If I could just find the right company, if I could partner with a company whose products I'm really passionate about, whose compensation plan makes sense, then I can really, I know I could, but I'm like, I'm not doing this. I wanted the products because I saw the testimonials. So the day I signed up, I was like, I was like talking myself out of it. I'm not sharing this product. Melissa, you're not sharing this product. You're not doing this. Literally, I'm talking to myself. You're not doing this. You're not doing this. And I had this thought in my head. I was like, I really should sign my little sister up. Like I should sign my sister up and then I should join under her just in case I do something with this business. And in that moment, I told myself, no, I'm not going to sign Christina up. I'm not going to sign my sister up because that will literally force me not to do anything. Because the girl that I enrolled under, like I hadn't talked to her in 10 years. She hadn't even really, like we weren't really even friends. And I was like, well, I sure as heck am not going to do this and have like, this girl that I'm not even really good friends with, like benefit from me or whatever. And I'm not signing up Christina because it'll force me to do nothing. Fast forward 10 minutes after I bought my welcome pack, I was on Facebook and I was like, in my very first post because I was like, I can't not like, I get it. Like I understood it, So I was like, I'm starting my journey. Who's jumping in? Who's starting with me? And basically it was just like a whirlwind from that. I was scared to death of what people would think of me, absolutely petrified, especially because I had done another business before. So I had thought that people were going to look at me and they were going to think like they knew me as that girl. And I didn't, I loved my life. I loved my job. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We totally were. We didn't have extra money at all, but I was really, really worried about what people were going to think of me. But my desire to just allow God to work in my life and to do more for me, like I knew that there was something more. And I realized really quickly that this could absolutely be the thing that could take me from where I was in life to where I wanted to be, which was not living paycheck to paycheck, which was not struggling to make ends meet. And so from that moment on, I was like, I'm all in, this is happening, let's go. So that's kind of my start. But Brittany, do you have anything you want to ask me questions about, or do y'all have any questions? Or
I have questions. Okay. So you said when you did that first post, like that started a whirlwind. Where did the whirlwind come from?
So it came from, was social proofing. Honestly, the power of social proofing is amazing, you guys, because what happened is I was put onto a team page and things look different now. Like things are just different now, but we still have the ability to do some serious social proofing. So this is what I saw. I was on a team page and I saw people's success and I was like, she's older than me and she's seeing success. She's younger than me and she's seeing success. She's from a small town and she's seeing success. She's way healthier and more fit than me and she's seeing success. She's way unhealthier than me and she's seeing success. Like it just opened my eyes to And I knew this already. I knew anyone could do this, but I was just at my vision for myself in Plexus became very, very clear, very, very quickly. I didn't even understand the compensation plan fully. I just knew it was different from what I had experienced before. And I had some like key things that I was picking out to make sure were different and set apart. And then what really, as soon as I got the compensation plan, and let me tell you, I knew that compensation plan inside and out by the time I was a silver ambassador. Like when I was silver and I was getting my first paycheck, I knew every paycheck leading up to a certain point. Like I knew exactly what my paycheck was going to be. I knew where my money was coming from. I knew down to as much as you can with the pay point, but I understood that compensation plan and I clung to this business opportunity. And from then on was sharing the business like unashamedly. I gotta let my dog out of this room. Hold on 1 second. She's driving me crazy. She's so cute, but she's driving me crazy.
If you have any questions for Melissa, type them in the chat.
Yeah, y'all type them in the chat.
Okay, so your sponsor added you to the team page. Like you bought your welcome pack, she added you to the team page, and it was in the team page where you saw, like you caught the vision in the team page because you were seeing people be successful that were not better than you. And then you learned about the comp plan and then you went all in. So when you say a whirlwind started, do you mean like your business exploded suddenly, or do you mean the whirlwind started within you, like you decided you were doing it and you went after it?
Yeah, the whirlwind started within me, and I knew, and I still, like, I know this is going to be really hard for some of y'all to hear. Like, it's going to be really, really hard. I was so passionate about the opportunity from day one. And the products were just a no-brainer. Like when the whirlwind started inside of me, I just faced fear because I was scared to death. I was so afraid. I remember, y'all, I didn't even tell my husband I was doing this because we had this other experience in this other company, and it was real rough. It was real rough. Okay. And I was happy in my job. I liked where I was. I liked our life. And I didn't want him to think, oh no, she's doing another one of these things. But when that excitement and whirlwind happened inside of me, I was like, okay, I am latching onto this business opportunity and I am about to make an impact that is going to like change our lives, but change a whole lot of lives. So the best thing I did, the smartest thing I did, the most right thing that I did was I started running with the business immediately, right away. I started sharing the business boldly. I was hosting people in my house. I was going to other people's homes, and I was I was a silver ambassador sharing the business opportunity like I was a diamond ambassador making $40,000 a month. I was so confident. My belief was so strong. My vision was so clear in where I was going that nothing else could have happened but the whirlwind around me and having had my business taken off because I was talking about the business. The products were a no-brainer. Literally, that's what I would tell people. They'd be like, but what are we selling? I have to believe in what I'm selling. It's so important. What are you selling? I'm like, oh, their products are a no-brainer. Let me tell you about this business.
So where does that come from, Melissa? You're saying I knew I was going to impact so many people and I just ran with sharing the opportunity. But how did you know that? Where did that come from?
Well, it had come from everything. What I thought was my greatest failure, the one thing in my life that I felt like I had failed at was really my greatest teacher. Does that make sense? So I had this experience in my life and I was ashamed and it felt like I had fallen flat and take that lesson in this business. Like if you look back and you're like, well, I've been here, like I've been here for 3 years and I'm feeling stuck, or I've talked to all the people, or no, you haven't. You haven't. The you in 2023 who is fired up and excited about this business opportunity and what it's done in your life, but even more importantly, what it's gonna do in your life and the impact that you're gonna have in the lives of other people, that you, the today you haven't talked to anyone about Plexus, like no one. And there are many times where I've gone back and I've said, we've had a conversation, but we need to talk again. Your circumstances have changed. Something in my company has changed. Something in me has changed. Like multiple conversations with people that have eventually joined me later. There's a change in me or something that attracts people. But okay, Brittany, what was your question? Your question was, how did you know that? Where did that vision come from? How did you know? And it came from having a belief in myself, number one. And I had done a lot of personal development and I had done a lot of growth that had led up to me getting my start in Plexus. So it's a journey. It's not, I definitely didn't get lucky. I will fight. I will throw hands. I will throw down with anyone that says, okay, well, you got lucky or it was timing or it was this or it was that. No, because there were a lot of people that started exactly when I started that are not where I am today.
I was one of them. I was one of them. I feel so attacked. I'm just kidding. No, I'm so curious about this. This is really good. I mean, this is why I'm saying you're set apart. This is different and special because you came in with that belief. And because of that, 17 months later, you were at the top rank of the company, even though, like you said, you had tried before an endeavor and you had failed at it or whatever. I mean, I really do think it was your belief. It was that strong belief. Like you were so clear, like nobody's going to argue with you about where you were going. Okay, next question. Okay, so you said you joined somebody that you didn't even really know her. So what was your journey like to Diamond? How did you figure it out? Like we didn't have much training back then. So like basically you were blazing the trail, like creating the training. So how did you figure it out? Did you and also part B of this question is, did you ever have feelings of like, I guess maybe not resentment, but just like my upline owes me something?
Oh, great questions. Okay, let's do part one. Part one was, how did I figure it out? Is that the question, Brittany?
Yeah, like basically without like an upline support, or because I mean, your nearest jewel was how far up?
Yeah, so it was so interesting, you guys, because I live in Houston, okay? And I am in Celeste downline. So it's Celeste, Beth Anderson, Ariel Post, and then myself. These are all BFFs living their best life in Dallas. Dallas is like 4.5 hours, maybe some of them are even 5 hours away. I was literally no one. Like no one knew who I was. No one in Plexus, no one in the company. I would be like on the company leaderboard week after week, like enrolling, growth. No one knew me. No one was shouting me out. No one was recognizing me. No one noticed little Melissa. I would message my sponsor. She'd be like, I don't know, literally. This is when I realized I had to figure everything out. Like, hey, I have a quick question about da-da-da. And she'd reply and she'd go, girl, I don't know, would be her reply, right? And then I'd email like above them, like, hey, I have like I'm at a point, like a fork in my business where I have to make some big decisions. Like, I need to talk to someone. Can anyone help me? And it'd be like, no, like I didn't have upline support. So I had to just figure it out. That's what I did. I just figured the thing out. I didn't need anyone. Like, here's the thing. I didn't need them. I wanted it. Like I sought it out in the beginning because I understood like team and culture and like what this could be, but I wasn't in their world. Okay. So that's when my personality is like, well, fine. Like, you don't want me? Like, and it wasn't that, you know what I mean? And these people, I love them all, and they are all my people, and they are all my friends. So just know that. But in the beginning, it felt very lonely. And I realized I'm going to have to create that for myself. I'm going to have to create what they have in my world. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And that's the thing about vision, friends, is when
Yep.
you have in your mind, I don't know how I'm going to get to Emerald in 2023. Guess what? To have a compelling vision, you don't have to know how, you're not supposed to know how you're going to do it. Of course, you don't know how you're going to do it. You just know that you are. And then the strategy, and then the puzzle pieces come into place, and then you just start moving in the right direction.
But does just know that you are, does that mean that you know that you are and you just like expect it to come to you easily? Or like, because I don't think that's what it looked like for you.
No.
So just knowing that you were going to impact a lot of people, what did that actually look like in terms of your behavior?
Activity. Failing.
How much, Melissa? I'm just
a lot.
Mhm.
A lot. I don't know if that's the right answer. The right.
I mean, it's spot on the answer.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
you don't become a 6-star diamond easily.
No.
It's a lot of activity, a whole lot of activity.
Yeah. It's a lot of activity, and it's a lot of failing. Y'all, listen. Okay. Have y'all heard this about my story? If you have, I'm sorry. It kind of is worth telling again. Okay. Immediately. I'm talking silver ambassador. Immediately. I got people in my house. I got pink drink on my kitchen table. I got the clipboard. Y'all know I have like 17 clipboards with different presentations still in my little spot down there in the corner of my office. I got clipboards. I got pink drink. I got people sitting in my couches, and I'm like just sharing. I don't know what I mean, like, I know the comp plan, but I don't know how to explain it well. Does that make sense at first? Like when you first learn it, it's like, I understand it, but how am I going to communicate this to people in a way that makes sense? I finished presenting. They have 27 million questions. They're more confused when they leave than they were when they got there, but they kind of are excited, but they don't even know what they're doing. P.S. I know nothing about the products. Kind of to this day, but I mean, like I kind of do, I kind of don't. Like I'm just pumped about this business and changing lives. Okay, it grows. So it grows. We go from my house to free. You may or may not know this, but we own a funeral home. That's what my husband does. We own a funeral home in town in Conroe,
Were you
Texas.
still teaching at this time?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm still teaching. Crazy thing. I started in August of 2013. So it was the beginning of the school year. So we are now hosting events in the funeral home. I built my business to Emerald, getting people. We had a movement. We created a movement, getting people to come to events. No kidding you. Like, not even kidding. In the funeral home. I got pictures. So listen.
I'm thinking of so many taglines for this graphic right now in the funeral home.
And people are coming. People are literally like, I'm going to downtown Conroe to the funeral home to learn about plexus. Y'all, I did events where so many different things happened. Multiple people fell asleep. Like in one night, dead serious. Dead.
No pun intended.
People are sleeping. People are walking out. Like different, like, I mean, it just, and then I would get with my people that were doing this business with me, and I'd be like, okay, well, that was 2.5 hours. So how can we make this better next time? Literally, that's what we would do. And they would be like, well, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but when you talked about the compensation plan for 45 minutes, I think you lost people at silver, you know, like, so it was a ton of failing forward, like figuring it out. It didn't matter. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew This is with anything, you guys. This is with anything. Just go. Do it messy. Do it ugly. Just go. Just go. Those people that were there that were falling asleep or that walked out or that whatever, they weren't meant to be anyway. It's okay. It's okay. But we would pick up a few more people. Then we went from this funeral home. Our funeral home maxed out at about probably 80 people. And then it starts getting really tight in the room that we were using. Then we went to a local church. And the local church held about 300 people. And I had to pay, which this was a big deal. I had to pay $300 every time we did it, every month to Diamond and Beyond. I was writing a $300 check. I found a local church. We were going in, setting it up, taking out the trash afterwards, cleaning the bathrooms afterwards. I didn't know. I mean, but we just did the thing.
So what kept you from, after people were falling asleep and walking out of your events, what kept you from feeling like, maybe I'm not cut out for this?
Vision.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so my next question is, if somebody doesn't currently have this level of belief, which I'm going to venture to say out of 133 people on this call, 132 of us don't have that level. I'm just kidding. Some of us really do. But I'm curious, how would you advise someone to build that belief and catch the vision?
So I always tell my team, you have to have belief in yourself first and foremost. So if that means that you have got to dig in and do the work, like you have to identify, like, what limiting beliefs do I have about myself? Like, uncover those and get to work on the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. I know y'all have heard me say this, but I'm gonna say it again. Can you see it? Like, tell me in the chat, like, can you see yourself? Be honest. Can you see yourself driving a Lexus? Can you see it? Truly. Can you see it? That's a lot of yeses. Can you see it? Okay. All right. I want to talk to those of you that are saying yes. All right. If you can see yourself driving a Lexus, if you can see yourself on the stage as an Emerald Ambassador, what that means is you have a vision. And I believe that is a God-inspired vision. Because if God will let you see that vision, if he will even let you see it, then he is for you. And God would never, ever, ever give you a vision for your life just to snatch it away from you. Just to say, not really, not for you, for her, but not for her. If you can see it, he will absolutely 100%, without a doubt, open doors and make a path to help you see that vision come to reality, period. He is making the way. He's bringing the people. He's opening the doors. You just have to do the things. You just have to take the step. You just have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to grow your belief in yourself, grow your belief in the industry of network marketing, grow your belief in Plexus, this company that is full of integrity, that has a heart to truly change people's health and wellness and their lives and their legacy. He is not gonna give it to you to take it away. God did not give me the vision to be a brain surgeon. Guess what? No medical schools accepted me. I didn't even apply. Like, no doors were opening for me to be a brain surgeon. But when I had the vision clear, and I was willing to get an activity, man, like, look what God did. And it's in his timing and it's in his way. Really, my journey to Diamond, from the day that I said yes to Plexus, and then 17 months later, I was a Diamond. But really, my journey had started 8 years earlier. It really took me almost 10 years to get to Diamond. That was 10 years of my journey. That was 10 years of personal development and growth. That was 10 years in building belief in myself. That was 10 years of having to go through the mindset of like, I love network marketing. I believe in network marketing. Network marketing is absolutely the answer to I hate network marketing. It was like, I was riding my own roller coaster there, to having to work all that self out. All that had to be worked out in my mind before I could go and do the dang thing. Okay. So if you can see it, the only thing holding you back from getting there is your own dang self, period. Okay. Period. If you are a no, and if you cannot see it, then I would say, start asking yourself questions. Let's get curious with yourself. Why not? Because you're here and God didn't bring you here on accident. You're not here it's not some random thing that you're here. And God didn't bring you here to live a mediocre life. He wants you to live your life full out. And he wants you to make a difference in the lives of other people. And he wants you to live an abundant life that is going to bring him glory, because you yourself are reflecting outward your best self, your fullest version of who you can be in and through him. Okay. So get curious with yourself, start asking yourself some questions, and figure out what you need to do to grow in vision. So, and to grow in belief in yourself, belief in this industry of network marketing. And I know Brittany, like I've heard Brittany talk, and I'm like, dude, talking to her makes my belief in the industry of network marketing grow even more. I didn't even think it could get bigger, but it does in talking to her. So you're in the right place. And then in this company, again, you're not here by accident.
So let me ask you this, Melissa. You have this huge vision and belief, and you're willing to fail forward and all these things. And you did go diamond very quickly, but what parts felt difficult? Like, what were your biggest challenges that you had to overcome? You already mentioned one about not having support and figuring it all out on your own. Anything else?
Yeah, lots of things. So many things. I mean, the plexus of when I got started versus the plexus now, I mean, we didn't have a lot of products. We had a ton of IT issues. So I can like look at the company and be like, there were things like going on in the company, like big things. And Brittany, we joined around the same time. So you've experienced a lot of those things. Again, I don't care. I don't like, plexus could literally like, we could lose an amazing product. Let's say tomorrow we're like, okay, bye-bye Pro Bio 5. We don't have it anymore. Okay, that's a bummer. Like, we're going to have to figure that out. I don't care. You know, something could happen with an executive. Something could happen with anything could be happening over there in that world. I don't care. Doesn't impact. I'm moving. Like, I'm moving forward. I'm growing this business. But I would say that, and I'm being very honest and this is very hard for an Enneagram 8 to be just very vulnerable with y'all, okay, is the hardest part of this business has also been the best part of this business. And that's the dang people. Like, that's the hard part. It is. It's people that the relationships, which are the sweetest, best gift, but the people that come in and you're like, this is it. She was literally homecoming queen, okay, of my high school. And she literally has 24,000 followers on Instagram. And she's beautiful and influential. And she's like, and this is it. And she's joining me. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's not happening. She's not ordering. She's not sharing. And she gone. You know, like, it's just like, I promise you, I've had more people join and quit. I promise you, I've given better customer care than you, but I've given worse customer care than you. I promise you, everything that you've done or experienced in your business, I've probably done it better and I've probably done it worse, and I've been somewhere in the middle. But on top of that, just like dynamics of team, like you said, upline, downline, leaders, all the things. I have the most incredible women on my team, very strong leaders, women that I love and adore. But it's not always like a plexus party up in here. It's hard because we're learning and growing together. I mean, we've gone from like we have teenagers, our kids were little, marriages and death of parents and just life and all the things. Like, I don't know if that's, but a beautiful thing is that like plexus is family. And if you'll let it, like it can be in a community that will really bless your life through all of the seasons.
Yes.
But it's not always easy.
Well, I'm just relieved to hear that even with all that vision and belief, you still had the same problems the rest of us have. So, so in the beginning, you said when you started that first company, like you saw all of the like you started it because you wanted residual income and time freedom and financial freedom. But now, all these years later, as a diamond and plexus, would you say that you have that? And would you say that the hardships and the challenges that you went through and overcome, would you say it's worth it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I would definitely say that we have that beyond anything I could have dreamed for my life. I taught in the public school. I was going to be maxed out as a teacher. Like I would have had to have gone back to college to get my administrative degree. There was one principal in my school. I love my school. I wasn't taking her job. Like there were limitations, obviously financial, time restraints as a teacher. I was giving the best of myself to other people's kids and not my kids. But when I had started Plexus, I was working at a small private school. I wasn't making a lot of money. I loved it there, but it just, my biggest dream at first, like at the beginning, because I caught the bigger vision quickly, was really like I was like, if I could make $1,000 a month, oh my gosh, like without having to spend 800, but like really make $1,000 a month, that would change our family's life. And then, quickly got to diamond. And of course, way more than that financially, but it's really just the peace of mind of not having to live paycheck to paycheck, of not having to be in debt, of when we had a leak in our toilet upstairs, and I saw the receipt. This happened today actually. And I saw the receipt sitting on the counter and it was $199, and just for that to just be, it's okay. Like that is okay. But there was a time when that would have been such a stress for our family. And so that is freedom. It's not always like the big paycheck and the trips and all the things, but just the opportunity to send my kids to private school, to go on vacations, to be able to pay those bills that like pop up. Anna just got braces and just all the things. And it's literally write the check, take the money, write the check, take the money. And then to be able to like give abundantly, it's just beyond anything I ever could have dreamed. So the hardships of the crazy things that we went through in the beginning, the crazy things that we've gone through along the way, absolutely, hands down, we are in the best company at the best time, and all of it was worth it. Definitely.
I love it. So good, Melissa. Well, chat is blowing up. Thank you so much for all of this. Ladies and gents, 6-star diamond, Melissa Eickenhorst, and proud to call my friend. But we're so appreciative, Melissa. This was so inspiring, belief building. Your energy and your vision is definitely contagious, and I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you for being on. Thanks for asking me to come on. I don't ever usually have a training that's like super specific. Like I'm training on a thing. but I don't get to spend a lot of time just sharing my story and telling all the things.
Oh, I just wanted you to open your mouth. Like if you just
Yeah.
open it and like things that are smart fall out of it, I think. So I didn't really care what you said. Just say something, Melissa like, and
So funny.
let everyone catch it.
Well, you're very sweet. Thank y'all for letting me be here.
All righty. Thanks again. Good night, everybody.